They coming, hit the button. Young world, don't make no mistake just because you ain't heard me mention Vlad, aka the Culture Vulture, aka the Impeller / Bloodsucker / Leech. His name in a few days don't mean that we are off his motherfucking ass. Not that I'm sitting around thinking about it or I got to devote too much time to the Joker, but anytime I got a couple free, which is not really a lot often, but a couple free minutes, I'm going to devote it to the Joker, a couple minutes of my time here and there when I can to keep this motherfucking fresh in people's minds that give a damn about it. People that don't, keep it moving. This ain't for you. So here we are back. A couple things throughout the years of where we should have been got rid of Vlad's motherfucking ass. One, like I said already, his attitude. We ain't gonna go too deep in that. We spoke about his attitude is just he doesn't have a good attitude. Not even just because make no mistake about it too. Before I like I'm not I'm not prejudiced, I'm not racist. I'm white as hell myself. Although I look like I might be half white, I'm not half white. I'm like a fourth white, 25%, whatever you want to call it. And who knows down the line how much exactly? You know what I'm saying? But my dad is half black and half white. My mom is full black. So, like I said, behind the generations, all type of shit goes on. Who knows what the actual real percentage is? But so I'm not. I say that to say this. I'm not racist, and it's especially when it comes to hip hop. As passionate as I am about the ownership of hip hop and the state of hip hop, when it comes to just like preserving certain elements of it, because you can't. It's just at this day and age, it's so far gone. But that comes from just me growing up. And it's hard to even say I grew up as a hip hop person because it wasn't even something like you identify like, oh, I'm a hip hop person or my mom is a hip hop. It was just a natural way of life. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we would sit and wait. I'm from Eastern Pennsylvania. It's like an hour from New York, the borderline of Jersey. So we weren't in New York, but you would wait until cassette tapes came out, magazines, wait for what's going on with Brand Nubian. You know what I'm saying? Kidding. And a lot back in the day, I used to see a lot of these rappers in my town because Larry Holmes, the boxer Larry Holmes, his brother and them used to bring the rappers out. You know what I'm saying? I seen a bunch of rappers at my town as a young kid. You know what I'm saying? Probably shouldn't even really been there, but I seen a couple of them when they came through. They brought them to the town. So it was like, hip hop is just some people are hip hop. It's not like I grew up. It's like not really the term. But the thing about it is the whole racist thing is that, make no mistake about it, part of the reason why hip hop made it this far and really thrived was because white folks' participation in hip hop. Black people created hip hop, but it took for white folks who were really into hip hop, these white kids who were really buying hip hop and putting money into the culture, which helped it propel to the next level. Whether you want, no matter how you want to look at it, you know what I'm saying? That's a fact. So I'm never about saying it's a black and white thing only. You know what I'm saying? It's partly definitely a black and white thing, but not a black and white thing only. I'm not trying to sit here. There's a couple other jokers that are in the mix who you see who I'm not too cool with either, whether they're journalists or artists or whatever the case may be, but I don't feel like it's worth going all out and be like, oh, cancel them, or if you want to call it that, or get rid of them. I mean, canceling is kind of far-fetched anyway. You can't really cancel somebody, but it's like most people, I would just say, for example, just Adam 22, you know what I'm saying? Because he's another person that people like, is he a coach? He's a coach. Like, do I really like? I listen to some of his stuff and here and there, but like, I don't feel strongly about him enough to be like, he shouldn't be in the game because he just even though he did a couple questionable things here and there, but it's just like it's not that to me. I'm speaking for me, not everybody. Some people like get him out of here. But for me, because look, he sits down, he's with people interviewing, he's in the mix, kind of a little with the rappers, and he's sitting there, there's one-on-one type. So it's not like. I mean, yeah, he is, but he's not. But to me, he's not like I care about getting rid of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, not at this point. He's not really. Yeah, he's done a couple things, like I said, but or somebody like even like a white rapper, like you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's like how I see it, stuff like that. I'm not like, and this is me myself speaking for myself only, not for other people or trying to speak for nobody. I'm just saying for myself. I don't feel like I'm on a mission to like remove white folks from hip hop. That's not what I'm here to do. But back to the Joker, Vlad. This is the subject at hand. This Joker, he's the main topic. He's the one that needs to go. You know what I'm saying? Because he presents an opportunity for the culture to do something. Not just that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? On top of all the bullshit he did, like for years, the Joker been just making mistake after mistake, and people keep letting him get away with it. And it's like, damn, the Joker, like how much you gonna do before it's like at least humble yourself if nothing else. If nothing else, at least. But here's a couple things to me that got on my nerves throughout the years with Vlad. There's a bunch. I'll just name a couple real quick. One, the disrespect of Eazy. That was one thing that really fucking turned me off about this Joker. Like when he would not, he refuses to get it in his mind that Eazy could have possibly died of a different cause. Like it could have possibly be more to the story. I'm not sitting there saying you gotta be a conspiracy theorist like me. If you know me, you know I'm all into the like conspiracy shit. Sometimes most of it's bullshit. I ain't sitting there and say that, but you don't even have the respect to at least acknowledge it could be something else. Just Easy, but it's very possible he could have died from AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Because he may have got AIDS, talk about fucking all kind of bitches, all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, just the way it looked, how you show up with AIDS today, a couple days later, a couple weeks of that, like realistically, like a month or two later, shriveled up and died. AIDS don't even work like that. Nobody else you know that who's ever had AIDS operated like that. Even before they got medicines for it, stuff like that, it never was like that. So that alone is enough to make you think maybe it could be some more to it. You know what I'm saying? But just the fact that he's so blatantly to shut it down and to keep bringing other people up to ask about it and talk about it any chance he gets, you want to tell. And then there's disrespect to the family to just dismiss the whole thing like that. That was one thing that got under my skin that he did in the past. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is he likes to try to conjure up people. If he don't like somebody, he loves to bring people into the thing, sit them down, talk to him for an hour. Then he always got to bring up the person he don't like to try to get other people to co-sign it. You know what I'm saying? And at the moment, on the spot, a lot of these jokers fault that's a form of starting problems with people because, like, notice, like, here's an example too, like Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky Ross, the kingpin from back in the day. How many times have you seen him bring up Rick Ross's, how much drugs Rick Ross allegedly sold? How many times have you seen him bring it up to other people just to try to get other people, somebody else to sit there and say it was fraudulent or it was fake or he wasn't doing it like that, or just giving people so many different people the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, like make his story sound fraudulent. He does it all the time. Like another one's like Meek Mill. He's always bringing up to anybody he talks to. Oh, I lease cars. Meek Mill said in the verse that his car is not leased. He bought his car. He owned his car. That's so stupid. He said that to everybody he fucking interviews. Like, dude, you might not like to buy cars, or you might think it's dumb to buy a car. Is it dumb or not to lease or buy? It don't matter. That's not even the point. Whether if the Joker chose to buy a motherfucking car outright and own his car, let him own his goddamn car. Why you gotta bring everybody up you talk to mention it to try to get the cosign your bullshit so you can sound more smarter to try to terminate Meek Mill's idea? You want to lease a car? Lease your motherfucking car, Joker. He want to buy his car. Let the boy buy his goddamn car. It's like he constantly bring back to Rick Ross, like you said. He always, and I made a video a long time ago. I was like, Vlad didn't like. He was mad at Rick Ross. I don't know if there was more to it or not, but I know for a fact he didn't like that because most of us only seen Freeway Ricky Ross on, you know what I'm saying, Vlad TV as far as interviews mostly back then, like in-depth interviews. Then he went to Drink Champs, and we really seen Rick Ross for the first time. Talking about Freeway Ricky Ross, the kingpin from LA, we really seen him for the first time, his real self. You know what I'm saying? Because on Vlad, he's from the streets. Like, as much as he might think he's cool with Vlad, he understands that he's in a room with somebody. He's looking at it. He probably feel like he's under interrogation. His body, his demeanor. We thought that was him until he went to Drink Champs. Then we like, oh, this is the real Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? He gave a way better interview to people that are of the culture for real than Vlad. You know what I mean? And I think that, matter of fact, I know that bothered Vlad. Vlad didn't like that because a lot of people were saying that it was a better interview, and I know that bothered Vlad. And I said back then, I was like, something happened. He didn't like that because he didn't have him up there in a while. Then he came up there a little while after that. That's just what I think. It may not be true or not. I feel like he didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's little stuff like that. He's always trying to bring something up like that in front of other people to try to get. And then when people say something, now all of a sudden you don't cause a problem. Like, say if somebody was happening to say like, "Oh yeah, Rick Ross," I remember him, he wasn't doing it like that. They exaggerated. Now you done started little conflict between him and then the person that would have said that. You know what I'm saying? He always opens the doorway for opportunity for conflict to start. Whether you, I pick up on shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I see all that little type of little trickery shit all the time. Another thing I didn't like when he was coming at Jay Morrison, you know what I'm saying, with the real estate stuff. It seemed like he was like the whole from the beginning. He always trying to express his stocks. He's just Vlad. I got Nike stocks. I got fucking Spotify. Like he loves to talk about the stocks he got. You know what I'm saying? He always trying to with Jay Morrison. He was like, "Oh, I'm not going to participate in your Tulsa, the Tulsa thing." Jay Morrison was doing. It's like, why you just, if you ain't feeling what he was saying, or if you feel like it's a scam, or if you feel like whatever you might have felt like it was, why you gotta be so blatant about, like, the whole time Jay Morrison was there, he was like pretty much like opposing everything he was trying to say to try to shut everything he was saying down. It wasn't like he was bringing them there to try to like kind of enlighten people. It was kind of like he bought Jay Morrison there to try to dominate everything about what Jay Morrison was saying, that because he's not into real estate or whatever you want to call it. Me, I appreciate what Jay Morrison brought to the game as far as like just me seeing him talk about real estate, because I did the same thing he did. I didn't get to his level or nothing like that, but his background as far as where he comes from and stuff he did, and then me being who I am, I had the same type of transition in the real estate as he did. Like I did the same type of things. So I gotta appreciate seeing somebody's story like that. You know what I'm saying? Whether all the stuff going on with Jay Morrison right now is true or not, the scheme of that, I'm not here to I don't know. I'm not even here to get into that. But I'm just saying that just the way Vlad was just tearing them down, I was just like, why? Like, what are you doing? Other thing with the real estate thing, then he bought the just like I was talking about what he always does. Anybody he try to bring up, to everybody, oh, dude, this is why I don't like real estate and but stocks are better. Like he try to diminish the idea that everybody, just because he don't like it, he try to get everybody to co-sign what he's into, to try to make it look like he's smarter than somebody else. The dude he bought in there, what's his name? Damn, Brett Corbett or something like that. The billionaire dude, the one, I forget his name, Brett Corbett. I can't think of the Joker's name right now, but the billionaire dude, you know what I'm saying, real estate dude. Same thing with him. He's like, he keep trying to go on and on and on, and it's for me that I feel like he's trying to throw people off the course of gaining wealth and generational wealth, because at the end of the day, Joker, you talking about business, and at the end of the day, if you don't own something, somebody can tell you to get the hell out of there. And I ain't gonna go all deep into the whole real estate thing right now, but at the end of the day, if you have a property you can pass down to your kids, even if you don't feel the fruits of it, even if you spend your whole life paying a mortgage, and then by the time you get ready to die, you don't profit off it, but then you leave it to your kids. That's how you start generational wealth, because then you putting your kids in a position to where they're starting off not having to pay somebody else fucking rent or a mortgage themselves. That's a tremendous boost. You know what I'm saying? So he constantly trying to downplay real estate like it's not a good thing to do. It's not a smart. Just because it ain't smart for you, Joker, don't mean that. Just because you ain't into it, don't mean it's not smart. Like you can't. It's a proven motherfucking concept. Like you're not gonna sit here. Like for me, for instance, I don't talk about my personal business too much, but like I bought a house for $90,000. It was a fixer upper. You know what I'm saying? I put less than $10,000 into it. Turned around, it appraised for $160, and I got $70,000 equity in my house that I paid $90 for. You know what I'm saying? So that right there alone, I can make moves with it right now if I want. Use the equity to use the equity in the house, buy more properties. I could turn it in, rent it out, buy another property, rent this place out. That I could get enough rent off this place to pay the mortgage for here and a next place. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Joker, why do you keep you keep going so hard to try to throw people off of trying to get into real estate, and I think that's strategic. I think that's part of his agenda. You know what I'm saying? I think that real estate shit is part of the Joker's agenda. That's one of the things he has to do to be who he is for the machine, is to try to talk these Jokers out of trying to be into real estate. That's one of the Joker's agendas. I guarantee you. Because he's always goes so hard in the damn real estate, and every time I hear him, he bought that dude in there trying to co-sign like, oh, I own 500 properties. The house I live in, I don't own. Like, Joker, go. You know what I'm saying, go ahead. You can believe that shit if you want. I can't think of the dude's name, Brett Corbett or something like that. Brett Port, some shit. Up there trying to bring this billionaire dude to try to convince you why you shouldn't invest in real estate. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And then like another thing he definitely did that was some bullshit, was bringing the no plug dude up there and then getting all into the bankroll fresh situation. that was just not tasteful. It was just too soon and too. It was just not tasteful. The whole thing about it was just ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, and he doesn't understand. You know what I mean? He's like I said before. The Joker is smart. So he's smart. He's smarter than he's smarter than a fucking whip. The Joker is fucking smart as hell. As smart as they come. He's cut from a smart fucking block, but he's not intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you before. I gave you a little another example was like my song. He said my song told him not to fucking apologize. He can take the video down with the Farrakhan, but he don't gotta apologize for it. My friend, my song, so I don't have to apologize. So I'm gonna Joker. That's what smart would tell you. Cause smart would tell you that this is the rap game, the hip hop culture. I have a friend who I'm affiliated with, who is my link to this culture. You know what I'm saying? Because so now I can maneuver how I want as long as my friend who's linked me to this culture gives me the rules to say. But like I said before, there's a gray area to every motherfucking thing. Smart is 1 plus 2 equals 3. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Intelligent knows there's a gray area. It's just like you can go to, for the most part, all hoods are the same, the city to city, but at the same time, they're not. You might go to a hood and one state, and they might be cool with white folks and white kids that hang around them saying the word nigga. Then you might go to a different hood in a different state where something like that they will kill you for. Or one might be cool with Latinos saying nigga. Another state, another hood somewhere else might not be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just apply, oh, this is the hood. I got my link to the hood. He says this, my friend, my song. So now Joker, it don't work like that. That's why I say he's smart. He's not intelligent. There's a gray area to everything. He don't understand that. He just sees it as one thing. This is the hip hop thing. This is what they talk about. So this is how you maneuver over here. I get security. I'm good because I pay my... No, Joker, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not how this shit works. Another thing he did with Shady was fucking the shit, the Dr. Sebi shit. Like, that shit was one of the most things that bothered me the most. Because it's like, even this, like, look... You got a whole damn near culture of people telling you they respect Dr. Sebi for who he is. They think that the whole AIDS thing, he went to court, they said he cured all this and that, brought people in there. He just recently, like a month ago, I seen, was talking to somebody about it again, brought it back up again, doubled down in the Joker talking about he looked it up. He's got transcripts from the court. This is not what actually happened. He didn't. It's like, what are you going so hard to try to... Let's just say... Just put it like... Let's say this. Even if Dr. Sebi didn't cure nobody of nothing, even if it's a motherfucking fairy tale, why are you going so goddamn hard to diminish it? If this was people holding up as a hero, why are you going so motherfucking hard to try to dominate and diminish the motherfucking character of somebody who you have nothing to do with you or your code, nothing at all? You know what I'm saying? What are you going so hard? Like, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Is like, this is why the Joker gotta go. I said all that to say this. This is why the Joker needs to be done. I can't wait to see. Who do you think is going to be the first motherfucking... whatever you want to call him, coon, fucking, whatever. Who's going to be the first? Because the interviews he be putting up still, we know how, like, he might have did the interviews a while ago. He put piece by piece up. He dragged out a whole motherfucking month or two with 10-minute clips, 5-minute clips of the same interview, which is smart, by the way. Is motherfucking smart, you know what I'm saying? And so we can't say, I don't know who the last people was up there since all this stuff started, but who's going to be the first Joker to go up there really after all this stuff has started? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see who the first... Is it going to be Charlemagne with a new interview? Is it going to be fucking TK motherfucking Kirkland? Is he going to bite the motherfucking... You know what I'm saying? Is TK got the strength to resist this bullshit? Who's the other motherfucking BG Knockout? What you going to do, BG? You going to go back up there, BG Knockout, and sit with the motherfucking leech? Motherfucking Freeway Ricky Ross, what you gonna do? Play? You going back up there to sit with the vulture or what? You gonna get on code? You gonna fall back? Or you can't resist it? Who else we got? Motherfucking I didn't see whatchamacallit there in a minute. I don't know what that's about. Fucking Trey D ain't been there in a minute. I ain't seen him in a while. I don't know what that's really about. Who else is a motherfucking regular up there? Who else is a regular for there? Think about Ja'Kai White. What's his name? Michael White, the one that played Mike Tyson, the fighting dude. He a couple times. You Joker, you going back up. You gonna fall back and get on code. What you gonna do? know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see who's gonna be the first one to sell the motherfucker out and can't resist the Vlad motherfucking couch.